Hello. So today we're going to have some new kind of unboxing because I have received two new old games and I did already the sun rubbing and all that noisy stuff. And what was inside the box is first thing the cartridge of Pool Position by Atarisoft from 1983. So it's 35 years old. The cartridge looks a little bit beaten up. It's not really new, but I think still in an acceptable condition. And let's see whether the cartridge is still working and how the game is going to be played. So let's put this into my expansion slot and turn it on. And we are already into the game, so there's no fancy stuff like an intro or something like this, and well, it's pretty much straightforward. And let's see what kind of options we have. So, Fuji Speedway, 1 lap, 2.7 miles, and we can enter the Malibu Grand Prix, having 4 laps. And what kind of the Nemco Speedway, Atari Grand Prix, practice run. Well, I don't know. The layout of the track appears to be the same. And perhaps we have a practice run. And to keep it a little bit short, let's go for 2 laps. And see how we can go around the track. Some very interesting music. Oh, nothing happens. Perhaps we have to use a different joystick port. Yes. So it reminds me that I have to add this joystick port switcher, which I have in mind for quite a while. So, well, it looks pretty fast, I have to say. I'm a little bit surprised. I haven't expected such a fast and fluid gameplay for an old game. The sound is, well, okay-ish. We have some kind of engine sound, we have some tires. I think that's almost all we can expect from a game from the early 80s. And we already made 1 lap without any problems, without any issues. I'm surprised that the track is empty, so I was expecting to see other drivers having their qualification lap. But perhaps we are, due to the practice mode, we are alone, so that we can develop some kind of feeling for the car. And I'm really surprised about the controls, so it is compared to Pit Stop 2, which is kind of a reference of this third person view racing games. The controls are better, at least in my opinion. And it's very fluid to play. There are no major delays, the car isn't bouncing from left to right like a rubber ball or something like this. But being fast is bit annoying that we have to wait for this countdown of the time bonus. And so what happens when we press F1? Prepare to race. So we are back in practice mode now, or I'm a little bit confused. Yes, it looks like it's just a practice mode. Then let's see whether we can hit another K. Okay. With F5 we can jump back. So then let's check what the Namco Speedway is. Or Atari Grand Prix, Malibu Grand Prix. Let's go for the Atari Grand Prix. 2 laps, sounds good. And see what we have to do here. Prepare to qualify. Okay. Oh, so the qualification is already with some opponents on the track. So I assume we have to avoid them. Not sure if it will just cause and slow down when we hit them, or maybe everything goes up in flames, I don't know. Oh, okay. It is the flame thingy. No, I'm not sure this is going to fit. And let's better brake. This will destroy our qualification lap. Well, damn it. So we just have a 2-speed gearbox, like in a Buggy Boy, for example. It's either high or low. Starting position 6. Okay, that's not so good. Let's see whether we can change this in the race. We can make some progress there. So the grid looks promising. And we already made it almost to the top. And surprisingly, there are already other cars on the track as well. So that's a little bit weird. But I can't see any position. So it looks like this plays no role at all. It is just us against whatever, the clock or so. I'm still surprised how well this game is playable. The controls are, well, fantastic. And the graphics looks really fast, so it's really a little fun play to game. Oh, okay. Those signs are deadly. And spending too much time on the green isn't good for our time either. Oh! Well, perhaps this approach was too aggressive. Ah, damn it. It was either the design or the car. I couldn't decide. And now we got just 15 seconds left. Let's hope for the best that this is going to work. Cut through the field. And yes, we made it to the finish line. And we have a passing bonus of 42 cars. That's amazing. Game over, press F1 to start. So we learned that F5 brings us back to the menu. And I was hitting the wrong key. And I want to try this Malibu Grand Prix. Maybe that's something different. But I'm not even sure whether I recognize a change in the track, because I haven't paid that much attention to the layout now. So compared to Accolade's Formula 1 Grand Prix, the speed feeling is much better here in this game, but well, the graphics are better in the other game. And having a kind of first-person perspective with some real gearbox, some real steering and all that stuff, and a lot of different tracks. Oh damn! I hate the sign. That's not going to be good for our time, so going to have a bad starting position. Let's try hard to make it to the finish line. Oh no way, that was too close. So it's a dangerous sport, and we really have to pay attention. Starting position 5, well, it's at least one position better than the first attempt, but still a little bit unsatisfying. So let's see what we can make in the race. It is tight, it is pretty tight. Ah, it is too tight. Well, it's really pity that they do not follow the field approach through the whole game, so that you really have... Oh, I forgot to shift. Just your 10 cars in the field, and then you have to fight through the field. So after a couple of cars pass, you have no idea whether this is going to be part of the original field or if it's just another car on the track acting as an obstacle. But I think especially for best time hunting or something like this, it's really a nice small game to play, and with the cartridge version it loads immediately, so there's no waiting time like for a tape game or something like this. And for a rainy afternoon, trying to achieve something it is really a very nice game. And we have to... Ah, damn, we hit the side again. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Oh, this was close. This was close. But the controls feel really good, so I really have to admit that. It makes a lot of fun to play the game. And I think with some practice, it's even better to go through the field, avoid the cars. And oh, this was close, just 4 seconds left. And we weren't as good as in the first run, but well, very nice. I'm happy that the cartridge is working and that I got another old game in my collection. And let's go for the next one. And I'm pretty excited because I remember I played the game when I was a kid, but I had no idea what we had to do. And I talk about Starglider. And the box looks very new, so really there's no scratches on it, and the color still looks fine, and even the stickers are in very good condition. And there's a German sticker saying mit vollständiger deutscher Übersetzung der Betriebsanleitung. Well, so that's not proper German, but I think we get a point. It is with a completely translated manual. So let's have a look inside. So as I said, the box looks fantastic. It is really like new. And let's have a look what's inside. So we got a play guide, German version. And there's some kind of introduction. Are we going to enter this AGAV vehicle? Okay, interesting. I hope it's not going to be so complicated in the game. Then we have some descriptions. We have some kind of radar. We have some energy levels, some shield levels, and so on. A couple of things. Well, let's see whether this is going to be important. How to control this thing, but it's the description is very funny. It's not really made for the game. It sounds like we are talking about a real life system, and it's not saying you have to do this and this and this by pressing this and this key or something like this. So it looks like we have to figure out this on our own. Well, let's see. And then we have a Starglider key guide. And well, looks like there are plenty of opportunities. Let's see if this is needed. And the next thing is a short version of something. Starglider. And this is indeed kind of a science fiction story, completely translated to German, which is a little bit sad, because I like to read English things, but well, then I have to read this in German. Shouldn't be a problem. And the next thing is an A3 poster of our airborne ground attack vehicle. Okay, that's AGAV. Now we know what those letters stand for. And there are a lot of things. And well, that's something nice for the wall. I'm not sure whether this is helpful for the game. And as you can see, it's a tape version. So what we have to do right now is to load the tape, and I assume this will take some time. And we're going to fast forward the video, so that's not going to be as boring as watching grass grow. And then, well, let's have some progress. I have to remove the card first. Oops. Something dropped to the bottom. No problem. Let's see how the game is loading. So, as normal, shift one stop, we're going to load the game. And well, I think this is not really a late 90s games or something like this. Let's see whether we can find some date on it. Nope. I'm not saying when this was created, so probably I have to check this. Found Starglider, that's fine. Yep. Let's go and load it. So probably the tape loader isn't very interesting. And as I said, I will just fast forward the video so that we do not have to spend hours waiting for the loading procedure. I remember that back in the time when we were young kids and had almost no original games, we just had tapes copied by a friend, and we tried to load this on worn out tape recorders or something like this. It was really very painful sometimes because it took a couple of attempts to load the whole game, and finally you were really happy when you made it through the loading procedure. And I have tested a couple of original tapes in the past over the last 2 years, and it was surprisingly working well. So it looks like my model of dataset is still in good condition, and most of the original games were probably never played that often, and therefore the tape is very good. And but anyway, I'm going to copy this to my Tabuino just for the comfort of usage, and just to preserve the tape as well. And well, let's see how this is going to be played. As I said, we will have some fast forward, so I'm back in a minute with some news. So we made it through almost the whole tape now, and just expect that the game will start quite soon. And Well, here it is. And surprisingly it is very quiet. I was expecting to have some music, but what we've learned is that with key S we can turn the sound on and off. But we just jumped into the game. So let's see how the game is played. Oops. Ah, that's probably the wrong joystick port. Then let's see whether port 2 is working better. Yes, actually. I assume that flashing means that something is shooting at us. I have actually no idea whether those structures are helpful or not, or if you have to shoot at anything that kind of moves. I assume it won't hurt in the first place. Shields depleted. AGAV destroyed. Well, that was probably not good to hit. But we made it to the top 10, whatever. I'm not going to enter my score right now. Let's have another attempt. I'm still a little bit confused that the music started just after a while in the game. But it sounds good. Sounds pretty 80s, which fits good to the scheme of the game. It's a pretty repetitive theme. Okay, so let's see whether we can make some more progress. So we got some points for shooting at this one. And this looks like a structure. I'm not sure what that thing on the top is, but we can shoot at it. Okay, but we got no points for this. So let's see how we can find something. Mine detected, okay. So just for starting we got 600 points. For shooting the first object we got 300 points. For the mine we got 50. The interesting thing is that the map isn't rotating, so you really have to pay attention to your direction shown on the top of the screen, so that you know in which direction you're going right now. And then you have to refer to the map. And I just assume that those flashing points are something we have to handle. You got no points for this one. So I can't say that the gameplay is really amazing, because it is still hard to imagine what's the job right now. Energy low. Energy of what? Of the ship, or I don't know. So let's refer to the guide. What they said. It's B energy. We have to keep this above a certain level. Okay, but how? So sometimes we get some points and sometimes not. No energy. So, well, I have no idea how we can recharge this thing. And I can't remember that something was mentioned here. They said that flying over a certain a certain landline or something like this is providing some type of energy, but it is forbidden, because this could lead to the destruction of the AGAV. But maybe it's required to do so. And we made even less points than at the first try. I hardly remember what we were doing. So let's fly over this flashing thingy and see whether this makes any changes. Ah, energy cells refilling. Okay, so maybe we have to remember the sectors 54, 84, so that we have to come back and recharge the ship. Mine detected. We still got some energy left, but perhaps we have to stay close to this recharge station. Or maybe there are more of it in the game, I don't know. This looks like indestructible. So in the manual I've read that there are 100 times 100 sectors. Which sounds quite a lot. Oh, shields depleted. So we are destroyed again. Well, it looks a little bit tricky. I think I need to have some research and trying to understand what's the real target of the game and how to play this properly. And perhaps we're going to have another video about Starglider with some kind of long play or something like this, as soon as I've figured out what to do. And I think that's enough for today. As usual, thanks for watching, and feel free to comment to the videos, and if you want to stay informed, feel free to subscribe as well. And then see you next time, and happy playing. Thanks.